Welcome, welcome. I think once we make a pattern, we always have more confidence to make it again. So a slight variation to a pattern, to me, is just such a key to really gaining confidence in our sewing and just doing more and more and more. So this is a twist. I'm going to show you the inspiration on the 650. It's the pattern of the month. I just think it's stunning. You can see it's simply the wrap top, one little change. And we're going to make that little change and we're going to make it easy. We're also going to change up the fabric, and I know it's why I love fabrics, because they're not only are they stunning, but they simply make all the difference. This, as you can see, goes all the way to the side seam. That ruffle, that wrap, whatever it is, goes all the way to the side seam. And so what we're going to do, pattern changes, just one change, and we're only going to do it on the top layer. So it's the side that wraps, and in my case I did the right side that laps to the left. And again, only to that side. You're just going to take and add the width of that side panel, whatever your side panel width is. Mine was 4 inches. So I took, this is my original, I just took and copied literally all of it, except I started here and went over to a side panel. Same thing, I just went over to a side panel. So very easy to do. You just widen it. How much to widen would be the width of your side panel, and bring the top layer over all the way to the side. It just makes the ruffle a little more dramatic. Do not do the bottom layer, only the top layer. Because of the way I did this on this fabric, it's gonna have to be cut single layer anyway. So only do the top layer, and then the top layer of the facing. There's 2 layers there, because there's no reason to have that extra underneath. There's no advantage. All right, so that's the one change you're gonna do. The rest is the same, back is the same, sleeve is the same. I didn't do any other changes. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a ruffle. And you guys know we've made this ruffle many times before, but you can see that what this ruffle is going to be is just the exact same as the neck edge. So I drew it there. I changed it a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. I just changed it a little bit. Okay? And then you're going to decide, so you just change that, just trace that exact same thing, but then you're going to decide how wide you want it. And let's look at it just one more time, that picture, because the ruffle on her is wider than mine. Hers is probably about 6 inches wide. Mine, I did 4. I wanted mine a little more contained and less, I don't know, wild, I guess is the best word for it. So that's all up to you. When we make the ruffle, ruffles are usually 1 to 1.5. You can see that that's the exact same thing. And then all I've done is slash, 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 slash. And then here's my shear that I used. I'll go over this again just in a minute, but while I've got it in my hand, I wanted it to have the print. I wanted one side to have the print and one side not. So I'm gonna lay it right on that print and just open it up. And if this original line was 24, I'm gonna add half of 24, it was just 12, and I'm gonna make it 36. That's just an example. Whatever that original length is, 1.5 of that original length. So let's talk fabrics now, because we got in some beautiful combination fabrics, and I want you to see how valuable those combination fabrics are. We have a knit and a woven that's the same. We have what I have, we have the sheer. So this is just so you can even look at it. It's the base is $29.90. The sheer is $29.91. And to use these together, I think is such, it takes our garments up to an elevation that we typically just can't find at fabric stores. And so that's why I wanted to really showcase doing something with them together. And then here it was the wrap top. So it's kind of just a home run. I think it would have been beautiful to do sheer sleeves. There's so many options of what you can do when you have these combinations. But in my case, I did the body base, which was just the regular fabric, and then just the only thing I did in the sheer was the ruffle. So I used 2 yards of the base and 1 yard of the ruffle. All I needed was the outprint. But again, as I thought about it, gosh, I could have done 1 sleeve sheer. There's just so many options. So remember, my job is to give you the ideas. Your job is to take them to another level and make them way better. All right, so I didn't do anything different sewing, just the fabrics and the combination. You can see the ruffle makes it a little more dramatic. going all the way across. One thing about the ruffle I want to point out is it follows the neckline and sews into the shoulder seam because that's kind of what holds it up. So when I was sewing it in, I sewed it in between the facing and the front, but then it goes up in squares, and I struggled with that in pattern making because I didn't see the top in person, and I couldn't figure out how that would work, but it will work. Just follow. What I'm saying to you is the ruffle will sew in when the center front is sewn to the facing. It will sew in here, and then you can see it folds back a little bit, but the ruffle still shows, and then it's attached into the collar as well. So then decide where you want your color placement. I wanted one side a little cleaner because I wanted the print to show off a little bit. I noticed one sleeve is a little cleaner, one sleeve shows off the print a little bit. The back I want to show you here, just a little easier than me turning around, and you can see that that is full color of the back, and I just laid all the pieces right through the print, and it just goes together beautifully. Love the top, just absolutely love the top. I've thrown it on with jeans because to me I love a combination of a dressy top and yet just jeans. And so there, but you know, you dress it up, dress it down, you can do whatever you want with it. I just think it's a great change up to the wrap top that's easy, that will be fun for you, especially with the fabric and the combination. You know, again with this wrap top, I've seen it in the stores where the body is woven, again because you can't have a knit negative ease with a wrap top. You can do a knit, but you can't do the negative ease because it won't wrap. So where the body is woven and the sleeves are knit, and that we have a combination of knit and woven that we're offering that is a beautiful combination. I don't know the numbers offhand, but it's right around the same number combination. And so I really want you to take advantage of these gorgeous fabrics. They're just extraordinary. They're Italian. There are some times where we're not allowed to name the designers. This is one of these times where, you know, we sign waivers that we won't say who the designer is. They don't want their fabrics sold, and they have that right to do that with the mill. So they are Italian, and you would love what they've done. So I've tried to bring you a little bit of what they do with it so that we can kind of step it up a little bit and have a lot of fun. So the goal always is to have happy sewing. I hope you do enjoy it. Pattern of the month, the fabric that goes along, and just a simple top that I hope you'll love. Happy sewing from Silhouette Patterns.